Hi everybody. How's it going? So in this one, I wanted to talk about allowance because allowance is a big one. Because when you start getting into the things that I'm going to be talking about quickly here, it is kind of a protective layer for you. So there is many layers of allowance. So the first one we'll say is the physical layer, where it's about what you allow people to do to you, what you allow your life to be, what you allow your experiences to be, what you allow yourself to do to others. My biggest one is definitely the what you do to others and what you allow others to do to you, how you treat others, how you allow others to treat you, and then the allowance of just experiences and what you allow to affect you, really. The truth is what you allow to affect you. So that's physical, but that also extends and reverberates, I call, into the other layers of your body. So there is the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, and spiritual body. You can even go, it doesn't matter, like you can even say it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever you wish. Point being, though, that those are the four bodies that exist here on planet Earth with our energies. And so what I'm talking about is, I do believe the spiritual layer is outside of us more than our physical. And so the allowance I'm talking about is that layer of protection. And that has to do with, and I'm sorry, I haven't talked, well, I guess I did talk a little bit about heaven and hell and the dimensions and that kind of stuff in my other videos. So if you wish to kind of see those ones to get what I'm talking about, please go to that one. You can also see it in the Dreams and Nightmares one. It talks about a few levels as why I believe sleep paralysis happens. Point being, though, so the allowance I'm talking about that I believe goes even further into, because I believe that things come in this way and things go out this way, right? This is the pulse, the waves, the inside, the out, the heartbeat. I'll talk about that soon too. I think I've talked about it a bit in past ones. But allowance is about, so basically the realm that we live in, planet Earth. Planet Earth is a duality planet. And within that duality planet, the forces of light and dark do have a kind of deal here where they get to affect us but it's our free will and choice. So they can put energies or do whatever they do as long as it's within the rules of the universal laws and planet Earth's laws of experience that we're living. And the thing about that is that's why there's a lot of contracts and loopholes in life. And I'll talk about that as we go further. Thing about allowances, though, we here on Earth, there is the biggest, well, we're very lucky to have this, and yet people decide that they don't wish to choose it. But we are living in free will and choice. And free will and choice entails that everything cannot be done to you unless you ask or unless you allow. And the thing about it is, what has been happening here on planet Earth is there has been a lot of manipulated choice. Manipulated choice in the way that you think that you only have a choice between this, and that's it. And so we just choose between those two things. Not just that, manipulated choice in a way where fear tactics are used so that you choose to give up your choice. And these are the tactics that are being used right now from what people will call darker forces, but it's nothing to be scared of, okay? Because we need to understand the contrast of the dark and light, which bring about the neutral. Which way am I going here? This thing. Okay. Point, I'm not very good at the reverse games it's so funny when you have to play video games and you got to go reverse. I'm like, brain fart. Okay. Point being, oh yeah, and cutting your hair in the mirror. Oh gosh, I'm always like, I want to go that way, but I'm going the wrong way. All right. So allowances, and there I allowed that I'm going the wrong way. If I wanted to take time in my mind and be like, okay, which way is that way? Then I would go that way, because that's actually taking, So point being, the forces, the voices in your head also work with those rules, meaning that some, without you realizing, might have talk to you. I mean, they build friendships with you too. It's not I mean, this is a hard one because it's not about excluding, and it's not about being mad, and it's not about any of that. It's about understanding. It's about talking. It's about communicating to yourself, to everything, to understand more, to get further, for forgiveness, for letting. There's so much stuff in this. So what I want to say about the allowance is, when you get into this kind of stuff, the protective layer is what you allow. So in our allowance, it's all about how we phrase things, it's about how we word things, and it's about our life lessons as well. And it's about knowing that nothing is forever unless you allow it to be. That nothing has to be always unless you allow it to be. That from this decision to the next, you can change your mind if you allow yourself to. That this person can affect you if you allow them to. That you can affect situations if you allow yourself to. And this is what I mean by allowance. So everything is about allowance. So in this one, I'm just going to tell you that when getting into the things that I'm going to be talking about further, and as you're going to be seeing a lot of what we consider darkness, and yet it's not dark, but what we consider darkness, the protection layer for you is in what you allow. So nothing can affect you unless you allow it to, and nothing can affect you in whatever ways it is unless you allow it to. So, start putting up the boundaries that you wish to, and start putting up the things that you no longer wish to affect you, and let the energies know, and they will do everything you ask, okay? So that is for you guys. And to me, again, I'm gonna, for me, stress on why I believe this is important. I believe it's super important because as we go along, there is going to be a lot of free will and choice things going on here. And it's about what you allow that creates your life experiences, okay? Remember that. What you allow is what creates your life experiences. All right. I love you all. Mwah. Tons of love. We got this.